I spent less than a minute on your resume this morning, less than a minute before I moved into the no file zone. And I have reviewed over 1,000 resumes like this throughout my career as a chief marketing officer and a marketing leader. I'm not a career coach who has never hired anyone. I've been a chief marketing officer for 22 years across 4 companies, and I have led marketing at 2 Fortune 1000 organizations. I have personally hired more than 50 marketers, from interns to VP level marketers. And I'm going to show you exactly what happens in those 60 seconds because most of you are getting rejected before anyone even reads your bullet points. Here's what I know is happening to you right now. You have sent out maybe 50 to 100 applications for marketing job posts, and you could have gotten one of the 2 responses. One was an automated response, and the other was a recruiter who ghosted you after the first call. And you're sitting there thinking, what am I doing wrong? My GPA was good, I have a marketing degree, I took all the right courses. Listen to this carefully. Your resume is not being rejected because you are unqualified. It's being rejected because you do not understand what I am actually looking for in those first few seconds. And today in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what that is. Let me show you what I see when I open your resume. The top third of your resume gets 80% of my attention. That's your name, your headline, your contact details, and your summary or objective. Most of you are wasting this space. Here's what I see constantly. Recent marketing graduate seeking maybe an entry-level position, or an aspiring marketing professional with strong communication skills. Generic email addresses that do not look professional. None of this tells me what you can do for my business. And here is what makes me stop scrolling in a resume. If a marketing candidate writes something like a marketing generalist with B2B SaaS focused, he or she managed a campaign that delivered 3x returns, Google Analytics certified, under 25 words. I know exactly what I'm getting. Specific domain knowledge, proof of results, technical capability. Your headline should answer, what do you do? What's your focus? What results can you point to? Not what you want, what you have done. Here is the mistake that kills most resumes in my stack. You are listing responsibilities instead of results. Let me show you exactly what I mean. If your resume reads things like responsible for managing social media accounts, assisted with email marketing campaigns, or help develop content strategy, I, as a marketing leader, interpret this as you showed up, you did generic tasks. I have no idea if you were good at it. And here's what gets my attention. A resume that says, rebuilt Instagram strategy for a local baseball club, grew followers from 200 to 3,000 in 4 months. Maybe the top 3 posts reach over 10,000 accounts organically, or documented a playbook now used by 5 other campus organizations in my city or state. Do you see the difference? They did not just do something, they showed the before state, the after state, and the impact beyond the immediate role. That's what separates a generic marketer from someone I want to interview. Every bullet point on your resume should follow this structure. Please make a note of it. Action verb, specific metric, and a business impact. Not managed email campaigns. Instead, say something like, increased email open rates from 18% to 30% through A/B testing, subject lines contributing to a significant increase in engagement. And here's the part most people miss. If you do not have work experience, use projects, volunteer work, or even analytical exercises. I have hired people who analyzed their favorite brand's social media strategy and presented what they would do differently, including projected metrics based on industry benchmarks. That shows me that they can think like a marketer, and that's what I'm looking for. I see this on almost every generic marketer resume. In the skills section, they will mention things like social media marketing, content creation, SEO, Google Analytics, communication, teamwork, problem solving. Here is my issue. Everyone puts the same skills and it's become meaningless noise. You know what I actually look for? tool proficiency and proof of applied knowledge. Don't tell me you know Google Analytics. Tell me that you are certified in Google Analytics. You set up conversion tracking for 3 different campaigns. Maybe you identified high mobile bounce rate that led to site redesign recommendations. Do you see the difference? The skill is now tied to a certification and a real application. This is the hierarchy of what actually matters in a skills section. The first is certified technical skills. Here you can mention things like Google Analytics, HubSpot, Facebook, etc. The second part is demonstrable platform experience. For example, you manage campaigns on Meta or build automations in Klaviyo. And the third part is quantified soft skills. For example, you collaborated with a 10 or 12 people team, and that's better than saying, I'm a team player. And here is a little secret. I specifically search resumes for tool names. If I'm hiring for a role that needs Salesforce experience, I'm literally searching for Salesforce in the resume stack. If it's not there, I might never see your resume, even if you're qualified. So list the tools explicitly, not CRM experience, but Salesforce, HubSpot CRM. Let me be direct about something. Your creative resume template might be working against you. I know those Canva templates look beautiful, but here is what happens. Most companies use applicant tracking systems or ATS, and these are software systems that parse your resume before a human even sees it. And those systems struggle with complex layouts. Your resume can get scrambled and your experience might show up under education. Your contact info might not parse correctly. You could be automatically filtered out, and I never even knew you applied. This is the format that works. Single column layout, use standard fonts, use minimal graphics and clear section headers. Save your resume in a regular format like a docs or a PDF, and keep the resume name very professional. I know this feels boring, but here's the trade-off. Do you want a resume that looks impressive or one that actually gets you interviews? And this is a mistake I see constantly. People use tiny fonts on their resume to cram everything onto one page. I am reviewing resumes on my laptop. Small font is hard to read. Use an 11-point minimum. If it goes to 2 pages, that's fine. I would rather read clear information than squint at cramped text. So what separates a resume I glance at from one I actually read? Evidence of curiosity and self-direction. I have seen candidates include things like side projects, analyzing DTC, brand email sequences to identify conversion patterns, publishing findings on LinkedIn. That tells me more than any bullet point. This person learns on their own. They don't wait for a course for a boss to tell them what to study. They are intellectually curious about marketing, and that's the marketer who is going to thrive. If you're early in your career, you should have something in this category. For example, a marketing blog or newsletter you write, a case study you created analyzing a brand, maybe a portfolio of campaign ideas for real companies, active contribution to marketing communities, something that shows me you're not just checking boxes to get a job, you're actually interested in this field. I just gave you 5 major areas to fix. When I'm reviewing resumes, I'm checking dozens of specific things in the first 60 seconds. So I created a checklist. It's based on the same framework my hiring teams use when we are screening candidates. It's called the Marketing Leader Resume Review Checklist, and it breaks down the key points I look for. Things like how I scan for red flags, what keywords make me keep reading, and the subtle mistakes that raise questions about attention to detail. And you can download it for free. Link is in the description. Use it to audit your own resume before you send it to the next hiring manager. Because once you understand what we are actually looking for, your application's success rate is going to change. And if you're serious about getting hired in the next 90 days, I'm running a live cohort where I teach the complete system, not just resumes, but portfolio building, interview strategy, and how to actually position yourself to hiring managers. It's the same framework I use when I'm mentoring marketers inside my organizations and the marketers I work with. The link is in the description if you want to learn more. But start with the checklist, fix your resume first, that's the foundation. I'll see you in the next video.